Squad, welcome back to Inhale Games HQ. You can call me COMM, and today we have a quick Apex update, the first collection event to hit the Upheaval season, and this one comes with the mid-season patch notes, so we'll be talking about what you can expect at this surface, but we'll also dive a little deeper to discuss a handful of those other changes as well. So remember, everything is timestamped down below, and if I miss something, please leave it in the comments so we can have all the facts in one place, and heck, while you're down there, drop this VOD a like, and let's jump into it. Like I said, at the surface we got a new collection event, the Double Take Collection event, running from June 25th to July 9th. And with this one, we get a playlist takeover, so for the first time ever, we're actually getting a QUADS mode. This should be interesting, and here's how it breaks down. Firstly, note it is replacing duos, which means solos has been shelved until its LTM return July 9th to 22nd. So for now, QUADS is the highlight, so 4 legends on a team, and there's going to be 15 teams in the lobbies. Now they've made some adjustments to loot and legends, however, so now a chance to find blue and purple kitted weapons, as well as they've increased the ammo in light, heavy, and energy boxes, and they've increased the chance to find ammo, health, shields, scopes, and deployable items, as well as increased the replicator starting count to 15, before it was 12. These are just changes in QUADS, and so for the legends in this mode, nothing really serious, but the Mirage decoys will now show 4 legends when dropping. Velk's ult has been adjusted to carry another legend, Vantage's passive can now spot all 4 legends, and lastly Loba's ultimate has support for a 4th player as well. Note the tridents will still just be 3-man vehicles though. So that's QUADS in a nutshell, and I'm excited to see how this plays. Of course, if you want to catch some games with me or just come say hi live, links for that as well as my sources and just anything else as always is in the description. Moving on though, like any collection event, we have 24 unique items to collect. I will say they're looking a little simple, but we do have a couple that stand out. Of course, this funky crypto, octane, conduit, especially if you like the red and black. I know the squad does, but most notably this cute kitty Rev skin. Of course, if you can't collect them all, you'll earn the Lifeline Prestige skin Apex Corruptor, which of course you'll have to level up, and there is times 1.5 XP gains for those prestige skins during this event, I will note, so keep that in mind if you want to level up one of your skins, or if you do earn this one. And of course, if you do, you'll get that redonkulous finisher, which, oof. Doc Joan, you feeling okay? For all of us earning what we can from the free reward track here though, this is what we have up for grabs. Of course the badges, and by the end of the track for 5,000 points you can earn this Velk skin, and I did have the matching 30/30 skin before, some stars and stuff on the track as you've seen, but you can earn 1,400 points a day, and I'm sure you'll have this one knocked out before I do. Lastly, on the surface, I'll mention to keep your eye open on the shop. Of course, they have some sales during the run of this event. But now, diving deeper to some additional patch notes that came with this update. As we reach a little over the halfway point of the season, we have a few things to discuss. So, the new map rotation for pubs is Broken Moon, Kings Canyon, and Olympus, and for ranked we got Broken Moon, Olympus, and World's Edge. In Mixtape for Lockdown, they added the core and estates, and also just rotated the map, so as you can see here, just over the few weeks we have a couple different rotations. And lastly, while we're on the note of game modes, we'll talk about ranked, and that they've made a few tuning adjustments for the end of the season rumble that they're going to be hosting from August 3rd to 6th. So they have some lower entry costs. Placement RP tuning now follows the ALGS rules so that top 15 will get points, and also some kill point tuning adjustments. So the purple light mag has been added to the care package. The gold weapon rotation has been shifted to Nemesis, Triple Take, PK, Prowler, and Longbow. End rings have now been evenly distributed on the map, with each quadrant roughly having a 25% chance to get selected, and our survival item slot items have been redistributed to low tier zones. The G7 Scout gets a damage increase to 33, was 32, as well as a rate of fire increase, with its recoil being adjusted to be more consistent when firing at that max rate of fire. The Havoc, which has been beaming, sees a bit of a magazine size nerf. So, as you can see here, now starting with 20 bullets without a mag and capping at 32 rounds with a purple mag, the longbow gets a headshot multiplier increase to 2.25, was 2.15. The R99 has its hipfire randomness reduced. The Rampage firing animation now has less vertical movement when ADS. And for some of the pre-kit weapons, the PK, blue or purple, has its optics updated to the 1x HCOG, which before was the Bruiser, and the Charge Rifle and Sentinel have their optics updated to the 4.8, except for Gun Run, which still keep the 2.4. The 4-10 Digi-Threat Scope in general, though, will no longer provide threat vision through smoke or gas. As for our legends, we'll start with the newest legend, Alter, who gets a bunch of fixes to her Void Passage. Firstly, the Crypto EMP will now affect all players phased by the Void Passage. Players should no longer rarely get stuck in the ceiling or floor when using the Void Passage. Stuck projectiles like Arc Stars now fall off correctly when traveling through the Void Passage. Tax Void Siphon, the interactable part, no longer missing a cooldown after exiting a Void Passage, same as the cooldown when re-entering the actual portal. And for Alter, Wraith, and Ash as well, just anyone that can enter the Void. The highlight in the Void now no longer reveals the real Mirage, unfortunately. This also applies to Alter's Void Vision upgrade. Just some final quality of life things for Alter here. They've added some voice lines for when the Void Nexus gets destroyed by the zone versus a player, and added some logic to prevent you from falling off the map when using the Void Passage. And they also added some rumble to Alter's ultimate and tactical when using it. For Bangalore, the smoke launcher will now put a small white highlight around you when you're in the smoke, allowing players to see you, but only within 20 meters. Bloodhound's Beast of the Hunt can no longer see threats through smoke or gas, and their upgrades are adjusted here as well. So the level 2 perk Raven's Blessing, this will now only charge your ultimate by 20%, not 25%, and they completely reworked the level 3 perk, so now we have Sleight Hound, which reduces tactical cooldown by 50% while using ult, and Flock, which removes the range requirement for your White Raven to track down enemies. For Pathfinder, his level 3 perk, Down and Away, now lets his tactical refresh on both knocks and assists within a 3-second window. Similar to Rev, whose level 3 perk, Grim Leaper, now allows his tactical to be refreshed on both knocks and assists within a 3-second window. They also addressed a bug that would cause Ash's Arc Snare to bounce off Rev when forged in Shadows, so that should hopefully no longer be happening. Moving on to Catalyst, who had a couple bugs as well with the piercing spikes, so they should no longer activate by Marvin's, and the piercing spikes should no longer be blocked by Gibby's gun shield. Lastly, for Legend, there was a bug that was giving players extra velocity from the upgraded jump pads from an Octane when using certain inputs, so that should be fixed as well. Speaking of bug fixes, though, just a short additional list here. The 3030 repeater will no longer swap to a different reticle when reloading. The Evo Harvester icon will no longer appear incorrectly for those who reconnect or connect late to a match. In the firing range, the dynamic stats will now record properly for some weapons, so that's good. They fixed an exploit that allowed players to move faster than normal. The mythic melee items will now display their respective names in death recaps. Nessies will no longer be occasionally extremely bouncy. Players will no longer be able to shoot enemies while safe behind cover. Seen a couple clips of that one, it was not looking fair, so glad they've addressed that. And lastly, they resolved instances where some text displayed the old replicator icon. Looking now at our quality of life improvements, they've added a setting option that allows you to adjust the gameplay volume when spectating. They also added emote sound effects to now play when previewing in the lobby, as well as a setting to turn this on and off. The health wheel can now be closed on controller with left trigger in addition to circle or B, and the health wheel items can now be used on controller with the right trigger in addition to square or A. For Mixtape, the gameplay now will only have a 10-minute match time for all modes except for control. They also increased the spawn logic to hopefully have you spawn inside of enemies less and closer to your teammates more. In Lockdown, the capture borders changed to show the color of the team currently in the zone. It'll also now just have a flat 5 point per kill and 5 point per capture interval system, and there's going to be no longer a special scoring awarded for initializing or finishing a zone. In terms of the graphic updates, basically they've fixed a bunch of the issues that were causing some crashes, some flickering on the Xbox, but basically I got an additional Reddit post and just kind of all the information, like I said, in the description for some links if you're having some issues or just curious a little bit about that. But that's everything you need to know about the latest Apex update. Again, that's the Double Take collection event launching June 25th to July 9th. Bringing the QUADS takeover, 24 collectibles in that prestige Lifeline skin, on top of all the additional changes we just discussed. So if you gained a fact or enjoyed the video, please leave a rating down below or share this with a friend. But as always, I just appreciate you for being here. Stay safe, stay gaming. and I'll see you in the next one. Comms out.